What's going on, all my toy collectors and Marvel fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox, and welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin action figure by Hasbro Toys. Now this right here is a deluxe figure, so it's going to cost you more than your typical Marvel Legends. I think this thing costed me about $49.99, and I got it from Target. But it's not a Target exclusive. You guys can find it at Walmart, Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, anywhere that basically it's in stock, okay? So let's go ahead and crack this baby open and get into it. Okay, now starting off with the front of the box, you can see right here it says Spider-Man No Way Home, letting you know that the figure we're going to be looking at is from that movie. It's part of the Marvel Legends series, and the character we're going to be looking at is the Green Goblin. Now, it's made by Hasbro Toys for ages 4 and up, and on the front of the box, you guys can also see an image of the character that's inside, which is Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. And I've already measured this box out for you guys. It's 7.5 inches long by 8.5 inches tall by 2.5 inches in depth. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need when you're going to be displaying this, okay? Side of the box, you can see Green Goblin, Norman Osborn with his mask off right there. On the back, you can see why this is a deluxe figure. It comes with that big old glider and the stand that holds it up. Also comes with a swappable head, a little hoodie, and a pumpkin bomb as well, and a pair of glasses, all right? Any information you guys need right there, you guys can pause it. Same right here. Go ahead and pause it if you guys need that. Other than that, man, let's go ahead and crack Green Goblin out of the box. Okay, now here's the Green Goblin out of the box. You guys can see it comes with the figure. It comes with some removable glasses, a little removable hoodie that was already on there when I pulled him out the box. He has his little wing glider right here that's attached to a stand. You guys can unattach that if you guys want, or just leave it on there for display. Comes with these little foot holders that his feet slide into, and they connect to that wing glider so he can stand up on there and not fall off. Little pumpkin bomb, and then he comes with his masked head sculpt right there in case you guys don't want to show Norman's face, all right? Now let's start off with these. These are little foot things, little pedestals basically that hook onto the bottom of his feet. As you guys can see, they just slide right in there just like that. And then this little peg on the bottom will connect into the bottom of his feet, okay? Now, it does let you know that there's a right one and a left one, so the other one will say left. You guys can also notice it too, how it's kind of curved around like that. So you'll know that this is for his right foot right here, okay? And that little bottom peg is what will connect to that glider, and I'll show you guys how to do that in a second, all right? This is his little pumpkin bomb, which is extremely small. It doesn't have a lot of detail on it. Not as much details as the dart that's in my fingernail. Sorry, man. I've been crazy busy, y'all. But, yeah, that's pretty much all you get right there. Obviously, this isn't going to look all cartoonish like this bigger one that Marvel Legends had came out with years ago for their other Green Goblin figure. And I'll do a comparison to that one as well. But obviously this one's more cartoonish, but it's a bigger pumpkin bomb. It's not meant to, in the movie, his bombs weren't that big. They were just like big enough just to fit in his palm, okay? So this is probably pretty accurate, but I would have liked more detail for 50 bucks, I guess. Personally me, you know? This right here is his masked head sculpt, which looks really good. I love the green that they picked for this. That kind of metallic looking green looks really good. His eyes, that like yellowish green as well. Lime yellow. I'm not really sure the name for that color, but how they like kind of marble eyes with the light shining on it. Looks really cool. How they painted the teeth. I didn't just leave the teeth green or nothing. They ended up painting those, painting the inside black. That's pretty dope. Love how the ears come up. If you guys remember the old Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire back in the day, this is exactly how that mask looked. That's pretty cool. And I'll swap that on later towards the end, all right? Let's start off with looking at his little glider real quick. Move you back. Sorry about that, Norman. But yeah, this right here is his glider. Like I said, it does come with this little stand right here. And you guys are familiar, if you guys collect Marvel Legend figures, this stand has been with a few of the bigger, maybe Build-A-Figure pieces. I think that came with the Demo Goblin, if I remember, okay? But yeah, this right here is his glider. Let's get up close on that detail. Love all the texturing right here and all the purple. Obviously, it's only two really main colors. It's like that silver right here, not like a chrome, but like a silver gray. And then you got like that purple right there, that kind of lavenderish color. And yeah, you can see all the little details. I love how they did that. They didn't just, skim through it and just make, solid gray plastic right there. They end up adding a lot of details into this glider. And that's pretty cool for the price point, because I haven't, truthfully, personally, I haven't been too happy with Marvel Legend figures lately. With the feel of them being really, slimy. But this one doesn't feel like that. So Like the plastic might just break. And as you guys can see right here in the back, the thrusters or whatever are green. This right here is the bottom. There's no extra paint. It's all one solid color right there. But you guys can see like some missiles right here. They look like they shoot out right here and right here. And obviously it does articulate, so it does bend up like that if you guys want to make it do that, just like it did in the movie as well. Little vent right there. You can see where it sucks in the air and then pushes it out in the back. Now, if I remember, in the old movie, the pumpkin bombs shot out of here. They kind of shot up, if I remember. I'm not really sure. But these pieces right here are where those foot pegs end up connecting to, okay? So you guys grab this one right here is the left one, and you guys just slide it in there. And connect in there just like that. Grab the right one, slide in there just like that. And as you guys can see that these things do articulate, so they do move side to side. And if you guys kind of want to move them around, you guys can do that as well, okay? So they do articulate if you guys need them to. Okay, now I've already measured this figure out for you guys. He came out to 6 3/4. Taking a look at him up close, that face sculpt looks just like William Dafoe. I'll move these glasses off when I take his hoodie off in a second, okay? But you guys can just slide them up if you guys want. But yeah, that right there is definitely William Dafoe. That's that evil look he had when he had dosed himself with that gas or whatever and turned into the Green Goblin. But yeah, same color with that green that was on that mask. I love this green. All these different yellows and purples, they all just match really well. You guys can see all his little bombs right here on the side. These little gadgets hooked on his little belt, his little bag right there. Plastic. Now, this little strap right here underneath his little hooded mask, it's not going to end up hindering that articulation if you guys need to move it. Obviously, you guys want to twist it all the way around. The whole belt will just move right here because he actually doesn't move at the waist. He just moves right up here at the torso, okay? Right here, you guys can see that blade right there. If you guys already seen the movie, you guys know that, he's used that blade a few different times to attack Spider-Man. He has some little missiles, I think. I think that's what those are, little missiles or some kind of projectiles right there. Yeah, all that different little engraving and all the plastic. That looks really cool, man. I love how this looks. They did a really good job on this figure. And like I said, it doesn't feel all gummy either. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. If you guys seen some other Marvel Legend reviews, the ones since like 2020 that have been coming out have been just, my opinion, of course, horrible. I love Marvel, but, I'm not going to pay almost $30 for horrible plastic figures, you know what I mean? Just because they have a good head sculpt, basically. But this one came out really nice for the price point. Really good. This right here is his back, and I can rip all this off for you guys as well, okay? But yeah, let's quickly go over his articulation. I'm going to go over his head with articulation with this on because this might hinder some of it. But actually it doesn't because this is one separate piece. This hood right here is separate from this right here. So it doesn't stop his head from moving up, moving around. Looks down about that far. Arms come up. They do rotate right up here at the shoulder. They do rotate at the bicep as well. He does have double jointed elbows. Now he doesn't have any kind of wrist forearm articulation. He does have wrist articulation. His hands do go in, they do go out, but they do rotate right up there at the bicep if you guys want to move his arm and make it look like he's like about to stab with the blade standing up, okay? Now he does have upper torso articulation. Like I said, it does go back about yay far. Does go forward about that far, but he doesn't have any kind of waist articulation down here. His feet do come up. They do come up to about that far. Now they do rotate right up here at the thigh, which will help because they don't rotate anywhere else down here. He does have double jointed knees. He doesn't have any kind of boot cut. His feet don't rotate around, but they do go up. They do go down. They do rock side to side if you guys need them to. But as far as trying to get his foot to move that way, like I said, it doesn't rotate right here, but it does rotate at the leg. So that does help with trying to get him in certain poses that you're going to need him to, okay? Now let's go ahead and pop off that head, and we can pop off that hood, and I'll show you guys what he looks like without the hood on, okay? Okay, now here he is with that hoodie off and his goggles off. I just wanted to give you guys a really good look at his face real fast. That's definitely William Dafoe or Norman Osborn. Yeah, looks really good. Love that head sculpt. Like I said, it's a bonus when the figure looks good and when the head looks good. So, really good job on this one, Hasbro. Love the way that looks. And like I said, these are his goggles. You guys can go ahead and slide those on if you guys want them to. Or just have him maybe sitting on the bottom of his head or something like that. It's better to go through up here. That way you guys won't stretch out the plastic trying to fit him over his head before you guys snap the head right on the peg. Just go ahead and put these on and they'll slide up, okay? Okay, now here he is with that mask version on. I do want to point something out to you guys real quick that did kind of bother me about this right here is that, yeah, he has his mask on, but you guys can see his skin on his neck. You guys can see that the rest of his body is covered in armor, his gloves, his feet, everything. You don't see any of his flesh showing. That way it doesn't get damaged, you know, when fighting with Spider-Man. But right here, you guys can see that his neck is showing. I actually thought that you guys can fit that mask into this little hood right here, but you guys actually can't. I tried everything that I could to try and fit this on, but it's not meant to go over that mask, which I thought would have been pretty cool for them to have like a little hoodie that goes over there, but it doesn't. At least something to kind of hide that flesh on his neck. But maybe if you guys are displaying him, you guys have him a certain way in your cabinet or wherever you guys are going to be displaying him, you might not be able to see that, but at least from the sides and from the back, you'll be able to see his neck, or if you turn his head like that, you'll be able to see that flesh showing. But other than that complaint, I still think he looks like a really awesome figure. I love the way it looks with the mask on. I'm going to have to debate whether or not if I want to display him like this or showing that Norman Osborn head sculpt, all right? But yeah, pretty cool looking figure. Let's go ahead and show him on that glider real fast, all right? Okay, now I have him standing on that little glider right here, and the glider's attached to this little stand right here. Now, I did have a little bit of trouble trying to get his legs, you know, bent the way I wanted him to have him standing on there. Like I said, he does have double jointed knees, but I wanted him to be a little more stretched out. It would have been nicer if these pegs were a little bit more down here, so he doesn't look like he's just, you know, slightly, you know, poking his butt out basically. But still, you know, really cool. Love the fact that he's able to stand on his glider and that he doesn't fall off real easy, you know, just with me, like I said, moving him around like this. I'm happy that he doesn't fall off. But I did have a little bit of trouble. It probably would have been nicer, you know how I went over the articulation about his legs up here at the thigh being able to rotate. It would have been nicer if he did have, you know, boot rotation right here at the calf, so you could rotate, or at least his feet could rotate, because I had a lot of trouble with trying to get these in there, and then I end up having to rotate up here, you know, to try and get, you know, try to get it the way I wanted it, you know. And as you can see, you know, you guys can either have it open like this, closed in, down, but it looks a little better to me like this, kind of open, you know, and it kind of helps his legs open up a little bit more. But that right there is how he looks. I'm going to go ahead and measure him out for you standing on his wing glider. Now, obviously, this is him on the wing glider with the stand touching the bottom of my desk, which measures out to 10.5 inches, okay? So that's how tall he is with that glider hooked to the stand, all right, guys? But yeah, awesome looking figure, man. Let's get up close real quick. Okay, now here's a quick comparison of another Green Goblin I have. This one right here is also by Marvel Legends. This thing came out like 7-8 years ago or something, but an amazing looking figure. I just wanted to show you guys the difference between the two. Obviously, this is a live action version. This one's a comic book looking version. You guys can see the difference in the gliders. This one's just smooth plastic, you know, kind of looks like a cartoon or like a comic, compared to this one right here that's obviously made for the movie as well. But this is still an amazing looking figure. His little pumpkin bomb is a little bit bigger than that one, like I was telling you earlier, but that one stays in his hand. It snaps right in, compared to this one, they just sit it in there. It might fall out or so. But yeah, see his little satchel and everything. This is still an amazing Green Goblin. I love this figure. He's not going anywhere. I love the texture on him and everything like that. But this is definitely pretty cool for the movie right here. And this one, the glider actually doesn't, you know, have a little plastic stand that holds it up or anything. I just make my own stands like I do for all my other figures, just out of a piece of metal or whatever. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys how they look standing next to each other. Let's do another quick comparison for you guys, all right? Okay, now here's another comparison of some other Marvel Legends No Way Home figures. This right here is Tobey Maguire. This one right here is Tom Holland in his the suit that he wore at the end of the movie, basically. And I just wanted to show you guys how they all scale and compared. You guys can still see that Green Goblin is a bit taller than even Tobey Maguire, and a bit taller than Tom Holland as well. Now, I'm not really going to be using this figure to display in my Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm going to be using this one right here, which you guys can see if you guys seen my review of the Spider-Man figures, that this figure is a bit taller than almost all the other Tom Holland figures that are out there. So as you guys can see, standing next to him, he's a bit, you know, Green Goblin's a lot more taller than him and a lot more brooding. The chest is a lot bigger and everything. So I might have to do something about that, because I don't really want to use this figure, just because this one right here isn't, you know, the suit he was wearing when he was fighting him. And this one right here actually wasn't either. It's just the closest one that I have to it. But yeah, just want to do that quick comparison for you guys. One more. And that is this old Dr. Octopus figure from Spider-Man 2 way back in like 2004 or something like that, or 2003. Obviously, this one's a lot bigger. This one right here isn't the Marvel Legends scale, so it's a tad bit shorter, but I haven't came across that Dr. Octopus figure yet that Marvel Legends released, and I'm not paying secondhand prices for it. So when I come across it, then I'll buy it. Until then, I'm just going to stick with this one right here. And, you know, these figures back in the day always had great articulation. They always looked really cool, but you know, it would be nice to have an updated version, because this one right here, his tentacles don't stay the way I want them to, his octopus arms. But so far, this is the one that I have that I'm going to be displaying with this figure right here. Pretty cool. And actually, I do have one more display for you guys, one more comparison, and I'm not going to take this out of the box because I can't do it. But this one right here is an old, this is also made by Hasbro, I think. Yeah, this was made by Hasbro when they first bought Toy Biz. And I just wanted to show you guys the difference between this Green Goblin and that one right there. I purposely left his mask on for you guys so you guys can see the difference. This one has so much more articulation, obviously, even double jointed elbows, the whole nine. Even the fingers gonna move. You guys can see the fingers move right there. You know, he has double jointed knees. He has calf rotation right there. He has thigh rotation up here, you know. So I did want to show you guys that, just because I never took him out of the box, just because I didn't really have a huge Spider-Man display, and these things go for crazy prices now, and I just figured I'd leave it in there in case my kids ever want to sell it in the future when I hand my stuff down to them. But I just want to show you guys just how cool this old figure was right there. Take a look at that. Take a look at him. Awesome looking figure. And let's go ahead and take a look at that glider real quick. I was just going to kind of slide it out the box for you guys, but I did want to show you guys the difference between that glider and this glider right here. You guys can even see that the pumpkin bombs are painted right there compared to this one right here that isn't. They didn't end up painting those either. And even the foot, the little foot pedestals that his feet are connected into, you know, they also have little calf, or what is it, little ankle rockers right there that kind of go around the back of the ankle or whatever, and little pegs so his foot can what is it, peg in there. And even the same kind of cool little texture design on the purple, the top of the glider and everything. But I don't think that this one ended up coming with a base or a stand that ended up holding up that little glider for you guys. But yeah, other than that, man, just wanted to do that little quick comparison for you guys, just because, you know, this figure, this character from the movie is based off of that old Tobey Maguire movie, so I wanted to pull that out for you guys. Hope everybody enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and until next time, stay cool.